In this video, we're going to talk about holistic healthcare cost sharing and how AlternaShare is the game changer for us in wellness and who prefer and who choose holistic care for our primary health care. So in the earlier video, we discussed how we have an IUA that is required to be met, and how all members, before going into holistic healthcare sharing, will go through the coaching program. But once a member has gone through both the coaching program and the academy, they are a fully sharing member. So in a scenario where a person has gone through the academy, gone through the coaching, and their pre-existing healthcare problems remain, this is where your community comes in to help you in your wellness journey. In the first 13 months, after the first 13 months, of membership, pre-existing healthcare is limited to $15,000 of sharing. Now, in conventional medicine, that may not seem like much, but we know in the space of holistic medicine, that is an amazing amount of health care. And so, that's how AlternaShare works. Providing at month 13, in provision that the member has gone through the health coaching program and they've invested in their wellness, right? We talked about these three fingers, these three buckets, I call them. So this is where the first two, every member is required to spend out of pocket. It will be somewhere in about the realm of $5,000 to $6,000. So depending on the health of the individual and depending on the modalities that they need, we'll be able to create a custom coaching program for that individual member. So if a person figures about $6,000 for the health coaching program onboarding to get into AlternaShare, holistic cost sharing, it's a wonderful way to use things like an FSA or an HSA if you have those accounts in savings. That's great. Or for other people, well, maybe there's just other innovative ways that you either have the money in cash or that you will have the money in some form or fashion, whether it's maybe you pay monthly and that way that's how you get through the program. But ultimately the goal here is that every member who is a fully sharing member has gone through the same sharing process. So in a family, that would be a 2-member minimum that would go through the sharing program. And that way we know that our members who are in sharing are in the optimum position to be able to be helped by their community, because first of all, they've done the work to get there. Second of all, they are proactive. They've proven that by making that kind of investment in their wellness. And third, they understand the personal responsibility that we each have when it comes to healthcare and making the right decisions. And so when we check all those boxes, our community is behind us to ensure that the next layer of our benefits in the sharing environment, the first $15,000 that we get from months 13 to months 25, that money is spent well, because we want to make sure that, again, we're here to help members find the optimum path to optimum health and wellness. Now, when it comes to year 2, what that looks like is that goes to $30,000 in cost sharing for what is pre-existing. So again, this is in the conventional space, it goes pretty quick, but in holistic medicine, this is tremendous amounts of health care that our members would have access to. So again, we want to make sure to be here for each other, for those who the health coaching didn't help them get the optimum wellness that they needed. Now, something else to realize in this conversation about AlternaShare is the fact that if a member meets the IUA, so remember we talked about the wellness program here? Okay, so for every one of these that they complete, so in other words, coaching is 2, so that means if 2 things happen, 2 separate things, let's say it's something like an appendicitis attack and a broken leg. So again, because the cost share IUA was met twice, because the coaching program fills up both these buckets, then what will happen is that your IUA is satisfied. There is no IUA, and your community fully backs you for those kinds of things that happen that aren't pre-existing, and that could be conventional. Or let's say that you have a diagnosis, that something happened, and you met the qualifiers here, and you have a diagnosis. So let's use the example of a cancer diagnosis, which wasn't detected or it's not part of a pre-existing. So now your community fully shares those healthcare costs. So if it's not pre-existing, it's not capped. That's very important to know, and giving you a full holistic care opportunity to never carry those costs alone are satisfied every time we complete the wellness program, or as we call it, the Living Prevention Health Coaching Program. When you complete the health coaching program, which includes the academy, and you're investing in your wellness by whatever things you like to use or do, or you want to use your organic foods, well, that works too. So if something happens more than 3 times in a year, again, that means $0 out of pocket for you, because this IUA for one person is capped at 3. The IUA for a family is capped at 5. So if a family has more than 5 things happen and all of the IUA has been used, item 6, $0. Very outstanding. So I hope this helps clarify some of the AlternaShare guidelines. Again, it's not intended to be all of the guidelines because, well, there's a lot to understand, but to at least give you a solid foundation. This is why I just wanted to share with you this beautiful information to help you understand how meaningful and how life-changing this kind of program is, and why the value of AlternaCare membership not only makes it possible to enroll in AlternaShare, but why it's the foundation for AlternaShare, because AlternaCare is about the Living Prevention Academy. And until we know what to change, how could we change? And if we don't change, well, then we don't get new results, as Albert Einstein observed. So let's work together in a new innovation that solves many of the problems that we face, who live a holistic life, who invest in our health and wellness, but who have never had a financial mechanism to support that. And now we do. Thank you.